Welcome to Tuesday's Tips from Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and let's cover a couple of tips and techniques on how to do a very simple quilt label. The first thing is going to be the material that you're going to use on the label. Regardless if it is a plain white, a pattern, or a solid, it is recommended that you wash it and dry it first. And do not use fabric softener, because fabric softener will actually put a coating on the fabric so it doesn't absorb the ink that you are going to write on. So if you do not use fabric softener, that ink is going to stay better and last longer. The next thing is when it's dried, give it a good press so that there are no wrinkles. And material is not like fabric. It will kind of move as you write on it. So what you need to do is stabilize it just until you finish doing your writing. And freezer paper is a great thing to use. You can get freezer paper in a brown or in a white. And it really looks like paper on one side and it has wax on the other. And you can tell the wax because it has that little bit of a shiny to it. This is the side you are going to iron on top of your fabric. So you're going to have the shiny wax side to the wrong side of the fabric. You'll be able to just iron that down just with a dry iron and it's going to stick. So now when you write on it, it's going to be firm like a piece of paper. Now if I'm able to use a piece of fabric that I'm going to be able to see through, I like to draw lines on my paper and it's going to help me keep straight when I'm drawing. So on the paper side, you can take permanent marker and draw lines. Make sure that that permanent ink is dry and it's not going to transfer and that it's not on the shiny side. When you iron that on, you're going to be able to see the lines through it. Now, if you need to have a label, a particular size, for example, 2 inches by 4 inches, but you want to leave some fabric around the outside, draw your 2 inch by 4 inch on your paper. Again, on the smooth side, not the shiny side. I now have my 2 inch by 4 inch rectangle drawn on that paper. Now I'm going to be able to take this and iron that waxy side onto the fabric so that the right side of the fabric is facing up. I'm not sure if the camera can pick this up, but I can see all of my lines and the size that I want right through the white fabric because it shows through from the back. Now let's say you are going to use a piece of fabric that you cannot see through, but you still want to stay within that measurement. You need to make a window. And I use the freezer paper to make the window. Take the freezer paper and fold it in half. And what you need to do is take half the measurement and draw it along that folded side. So my measurement is going to be 2 inches. That I'm going to keep the same by 4 inches, and half of that's going to be 2 inches. So I need to draw a 2 by 2 inch square along that fold side. Now I'm going to be able to cut out that space. And when that piece is taken out and the larger one is opened, you have a 2 inch by 4 inch window. And you're going to be able to take that and with that shiny side, you can iron that second piece right on top of the first piece. So you will have the one piece on the back and the one piece on the front. So I've made somewhat of a quilt sandwich now with the paper, but that opening will not allow me to go anywhere outside that opening. So I'm able to do whatever writing I want within that 2 inch by 4 inch window. And when you do make your labels, it's important that you use a permanent marker that's designed for fabric. It should be archive safe and permanent. That way it's not going to ruin the fabric in years to come and it's going to stay. The fabric is now stabilized and you're going to be able to write whatever you want right in that window. And if you do have white, you can see the lines along the back, so you don't have to draw any lines. You're able just to write whatever you want in that opening. When you write with the markers on the fabric, you need to slow your writing down. Normally, we just know exactly what we're going to write and we'll write very quickly. Slow your motions down. That way you will have more ink going onto the fabric. When your writing is done, you need to heat set that ink. And what that does is it's going to even make it more permanent. So what you're going to do is you're going to iron over top of that ink and let it cool. When that's done, now you're going to be able to cut out whatever size you want and use the window as your measurements. So if I want to cut this piece bigger by 1 inch on each side, I'm going to be able to use my window measurement. So from my window opening over, I'm going to cut 1 inch from each side. Now I have a perfect label. The box that I want it to go in is the exact size I want. I have seam allowance that is stapled. Now I can leave it this way until I'm ready to use it. That wax is not going to hurt it any, and it is very removable. When you're ready to use it, you can then just peel off both layers of the wax paper, and it's very easy to come off. And the paper can be reused a couple of times. So now I have a nice perfect label. The writing was nice and easy to do because that fabric was stabilized. I had the lines so that I keep my writing straight, and it's ready to go. Making labels can be a lot of fun. You can use many different colors and do designs and drawings on them along with your name and anything else that you want to put on it. Using the permanent archive markers are really important because with the detergent nowadays, well, it can take out a lot of different ink, and this will make sure it's permanent so that it stays permanent. Thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're sewing next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.